Hi, my name is Ryan Kohler, hiring guru with today's hiring tip. Today we're going to talk about refreshing jobs and why you might want to stop doing it or at least adjust the way you go about it. Make sure you stick around to the end. I'll actually give you an awesome tip and some ideas of how to let us help you increase your applicant flow. All right, so I'm always talking about how hiring is just marketing, and maybe I need to put a few caveats in there. Hiring is very similar to marketing, but it's not exactly the same. One of the comparisons I use is that job boards like Indeed or ZipRecruiter are just like search engines like Google. And so sometimes that can be taken to an extreme that actually isn't helpful and can cause you some harm. So I'm going to talk through what I mean by this. So I was just at an event, there was a web marketing person there, and she was there teaching about how adding more pages to your website will give you more reach. Almost like every single page is like adding a new location to your business. And so what she was suggesting these people do, and it was an HVAC show, so these are heating and air conditioning providers, is that they added separate pages on their website for each city and that they target. And so they would create one for Provo, one for Lehigh, one for Salt Lake, one for etc. And they add all of these different web pages on their website in order to target those different keyword phrases. And that does work very, very successfully for local search engine marketing. But when it comes to Indeed, this actually potentially can cause a no-no. One of the things in web marketing when you make those separate pages is it's not enough to use the same content and just swap in a location name. You actually have to make the content different enough that Google doesn't get upset at you. And so in actuality, Indeed has the same approach. A lot of times we find that clients will be struggling to get applicants for their job, and they'll decide that what they should do is to broaden their reach by posting the same job over and over and over again in different cities that are all within the general area. Right? And so they'll pick all the different suburbs and they'll post the job in all those different things. And the problem with this is Indeed gets really, really upset. In fact, there's potential that Indeed could actually remove all of your jobs from their search listings for doing that, because they feel like you're breaking their service, that it isn't 4 separate jobs, that you're really hiring for one job and you're trying to manipulate the way your job shows up. So I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't do this and what you actually can do to make it work. Number one, Indeed already widens the target area. If you tell Indeed that your job is in Salt Lake City, Utah, Indeed already makes it display or show up in the results for different suburbs around that area. They already do that by zip code. We send them a zip code or city and state. They have a huge database of related cities to that zip code, and so when a job seeker searches for the city or state, Indeed can widen it out. Number two, they don't like having the same job over and over and over again. And so while it might work short term, long term, if you upset Indeed, they might actually remove all your jobs from the listing, so that's not helpful. Third, if you do it and you get your job ads removed, it's going to be really hard to go in and solve for that. In order to make it work, if you were actually doing it, you would need each of those jobs to be significantly different from a content standpoint. Meaning you could try and post the same job in 3 cities that are all next to each other, but those jobs better have different bodies, different descriptions, different information. It needs to be substantially different. It's the same thing with search engine marketing. I can't just change the city and state. I have to make each page be substantially different. And so now the problem is your ads are actually harming you. If you really back up and say, look, let's talk about what's missing here, why we're not getting as many applicants, I can guarantee almost every single time the problem isn't the location the ad's in, the problem is the ad itself. You aren't using the right keywords, and the ad isn't that engaging. It's not convincing people to actually want to apply. So that's what the real problem is, and we find time and time again that regardless of what you think will happen by posting the same job multiple times in different cities, when it's really one job and they're all next to each other, the biggest bang for the buck, the biggest amount of increase you can get, the biggest improvement on your applicant flow does not come that way. It actually comes by rewriting your job ad and creating an ad that has nothing to do with what you want and everything to do with what the job seeker wants. So, you want to know what you can do next? It's really quite simple. You have 3 main options. Option number 1, you can download our How to Write a Killer Job Ad booklet, and you can try to figure out how to write a better job ad yourself. It isn't that hard. It does require creativity and willingness to try something proven. Number 2, you could pay for us to write your job ad for you. If you go into our system, there's a tab in the jobs area where you can see, where you can request for us to write a new job ad for you. We have coupon codes that make it very cost effective, and we do provide this even to non-clients. So you could actually have one of our team of professionally trained job writers write your job ad for you. And the last option, if you're one of our clients, is you can schedule an account review. We can actually go one-on-one, talk to you about your job ads, talk to you about what you're challenged with, and then we can help you come up with a plan for how to improve it. So those are your 3 options. Pick one and let us help you make your hiring process better, and specifically, let us help you increase your applicant flow without doing things that jeopardize your Indeed listings. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching and good luck hiring.